The first letter looked routine. White envelope, corporate logo, standard phrasing. Important update to your health plan. I almost threw it away. Inside, there was no cancellation, no warning, no red text. Just a single paragraph highlighted in gray. Based on updated actuarial modeling and personalized risk assessment, your monthly premium will increase effective next cycle. The increase wasn't dramatic. 38%. I read it twice. Then I logged into my account. No claims filed, no new diagnoses, no missed payments. My coverage hadn't changed. But my projected cost had. I called customer service. Your plan remains active, the representative said cheerfully. I didn't change anything. I replied. Yes, she said. This adjustment is proactive. Proactive for what? I asked. For future utilization risk, she said. I stared at my wall. I'm healthy, I said. She paused as if selecting careful words. Our system predicts increased likelihood of significant care within the next 5 to 7 years. Predicts. Based on what? I asked. Multi-factor modeling, she said. Lifestyle indicators, demographic clustering, behavioral trends. I don't smoke, I said. Yes, I exercise. Yes, I've never been hospitalized. Yes, she sounded almost sympathetic. It's not about current illness, she said. It's about probability curves, probability curves. So I'm paying more because something might happen, I asked. You're paying according to your risk tier, she corrected. What tier is that? I asked. Tier for emerging, she said. Emerging, like a storm cell forming somewhere I couldn't see. I requested my risk report. They sent it 3 days later. 40 pages of numbers, charts, and confidence intervals. At the top, projected long-term cost burden. Elevated, there was no explanation in plain language, just markers, sleep irregularity, location variance, purchase patterns, prescription adjacency. I didn't understand half of it. Sleep irregularity. I checked my fitness tracker. I had restless nights recently. Prescription adjacency. The pharmacy where I pick up allergy medication also fills chemotherapy drugs. Location variance. I'd been visiting my mother more often. She lives near a hospital. I called again. This model aggregates indirect predictors, the agent said. So because I go near a hospital, I'm a risk. I asked. It's more complex than that, she said. Explain it simply. I said. She hesitated. The system correlates certain behavior clusters with later high-cost claims, and I matched those clusters. I asked. Yes, she said. How many clusters? I asked. Several, she said. The word several lodged in my throat. That night, I couldn't sleep, which, I realized, probably made my score worse. I stopped wearing my fitness tracker, stopped using the pharmacy app, stopped paying with the same credit card. I switched grocery stores. It felt ridiculous. Like hiding from something that wasn't watching me directly, just measuring. A month later, another notification arrived. Wellness outreach opportunity. I clicked it. Based on predictive modeling, you qualify for preventive intervention services. I wasn't sick, but they were offering intervention. A nurse called me. We'd like to discuss lifestyle stabilization, she said. I don't have a condition, I replied. This is precondition management, she said gently. She asked about my stress levels, my family history, my daily routine. How often do you feel fatigued? She asked. Sometimes, I said. She typed. I could hear it. Click, click, click. After the call, my dashboard updated. Risk confidence. Increased. I called immediately. You engaged with wellness outreach. The representative said. Yes, I said. You told me too. That provides more accurate data, she said. And that makes my risk go up, I asked. It refines your profile, she said. Up, I repeated. She didn't deny it. 3 weeks later, I applied for supplemental coverage through a different provider. The application was simple until the last question. Have you been identified as high risk by any predictive modeling system? My chest tightened. There was no way to answer no. I checked prefer not to disclose. The application was declined within hours. No explanation. Just, we are unable to offer coverage at this time. I wasn't sick, but I was radioactive. At work, our HR department announced a new partnership with a corporate wellness analytics firm, optimizing employee longevity. They called it participation was optional, except that those who opted out would lose certain incentives. I opted in. I didn't want to look resistant. 2 weeks later, my manager called me into his office. Just checking in, he said. About what? I asked. Your engagement metrics show elevated stress markers, he said. My what? I asked. You flagged as medium to high burnout probability, he said. I didn't report that, I said. It's aggregated, he replied. Aggregated, another word that meant not your choice. After that meeting, I began noticing subtle shifts. Projects reassigned, fewer long-term responsibilities. You should focus on balance, my manager said. Balance, translation, unstable. I checked my health portal again. Long-term cost projection, rising the graph curved upward like a slow accusation. I scheduled a full physical exam, desperate to prove something wrong or right. Blood work normal, blood pressure normal, heart normal. You're healthy? My doctor said. Can you put that in writing? I asked. He laughed lightly. Why? He asked. I showed him the risk report. He skimmed it. This isn't medical, he said. It affects my premiums, I said. He frowned. I don't control actuarial systems, he said. Of course he didn't. No one did. Or everyone did in fragments. I tried improving everything. More sleep, more water, more exercise. My grocery purchases became aggressively organic. My location history became predictable. Home, work, gym, home. 3 months later, my premium adjusted again, up another 12%. I called. Your stabilization efforts were noted, the representative said. Noted? I asked. Yes, she said. However, longitudinal risk remains elevated, so there's nothing I can do. I asked. Risk trajectories adjust over time, she said. How much time? I asked. She didn't answer directly. Several cycles, she said. Several. Again, I stopped checking. It felt worse knowing, but the consequences spread quietly. My credit card offered a health-linked rewards program. I was denied. A life insurance ad I clicked redirected to a generic information page instead of an application. Once, while checking out at a pharmacy, the screen paused. Insurance verification required, it said. The pharmacist smiled apologetically. Just a second, she said. A second felt like exposure. Like everyone could see a label on my forehead. High cost, future burden, emerging tire. One evening, I received an email with the subject line, Proactive Care Planning Advisory. I didn't want to open it, but I did. Based on advanced predictive modeling, we recommend initiating advanced care discussions to optimize long-term outcomes. Advanced care discussions. I was 38. I wasn't dying. But somewhere in a database, I was expensive. I called one last time. I want to appeal my tire, I said. You may submit additional documentation, the agent said. Like what? I asked. Proof of health stability, she said. I have that, I said. Medical stability and behavioral consistency, she clarified. What does that mean? I asked. Demonstrated long-term pattern reliability. Reliability. That was the word beneath everything. It wasn't about illness. It was about predictability. I had changed routines too often, visited to many different neighborhoods. purchased too many sleep aids during a stressful quarter, searched online for symptoms after my mother's surgery. The system didn't see context. It saw deviation. Months passed. I became quieter, more careful, more contained. Not because I was sick, but because being unpredictable was expensive. One morning, my dashboard updated again. Risk tier, stabilizing not improved. Just stabilizing. I felt relief anyway. Like being told the storm might slow. But as I closed the laptop, a thought settled in that wouldn't leave. If my future cost was already mapped, if my body had been priced before it failed, if my routines determined my value, then what exactly was health? The absence of disease? Or the absence of deviation? I still wake up some nights and wonder what my graph looks like. Whether it's curving upward again, whether buying a new mattress, taking a spontaneous trip, or switching gyms might tip it. I am not sick. I have never been hospitalized. I take no chronic medication, but somewhere, quietly, my future has been recalculated. They didn't deny my coverage. They didn't cancel my plan. They didn't accuse me of anything. They just adjusted my trajectory. And I'm paying for it in advance.